back to another episode of the MonkeyBoy Presents the DC Comics Superhero Collection by Eaglemoss. Today we have issue number 9 for you, Catwoman. And while I do like this figure, I don't love it. I like the character of Catwoman. I'm just surprised they did her so soon. I know they're banking on the popularity of the Batman franchise, and that's great. But I wish they would have done, I don't know, Lex Luthor or as Brainiac, you know, give me another Superman villain, or, you know, maybe a Wonder Woman villain like Cheetah or Black Manta or something like that. That would be cool to have a little earlier. But I guess, you know, I'm looking for those frightened characters a little too soon. They are coming. But I do like this one. She's an interesting character. This is actually a really great magazine. The section in the back, the original thinking section, is really cool. And as usual, here we go. We'll dive right in. First, we will take a look at the magazine, as I was just saying. It is a very nice one. There's some really cool artwork, and we learn everything we need to know about the character. And then we will look at the figure itself. We'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And honestly, I do like the figure. I really do. It's just not stunning. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Issue number 9 of the DC Comics Superhero Collection by Eaglemoss, Catwoman. As usual, the magazine starts out with who the character is, and in this instance, Catwoman is also known as Selina Kyle. We find out she has a younger sister, and that when she was only 13 years old, her parents died, and she was left an orphan. She managed to escape from the orphanage and found herself living on the streets, and became very street smart very quick. She also became an independent escort living in the East End of Gotham City. But Selina's good nature started to take over, and just like when she was younger taking care of her little sister, she started to harbor, you know, younger runaway girls who couldn't take care of themselves, and stray cats, and that sort of thing. Always wanted to get out of the ghetto. She always wanted to do better, so she started to hone her skills as a cat burglar. She started learning how to fight at the local boxing gym there, and then the Batman appeared, and it inspired her to kind of do something similar. She got a costume, and she decided to steal from the corruptly rich, like the Falcone family. She had run-ins with the Batman as well, but the two actually came to a mutual understanding eventually. About when she finally started to turn over a new leaf and become good, and got involved with a private detective named Slam Bradley. The next couple of pages talk about just that, how Catwoman turned from a life of crime to becoming a protector of those in the East End after a serial killer starts murdering the people that live there. She makes it her duty to protect them all. She also adopts her new look, this black catsuit look that is the most familiar, I think, now to everyone. We also learn how the relationship between Bruce and Selina deepened after he revealed himself to her as the Batman. We also learn about an incident involving a character known as the Black Mask, one of the deadliest gangsters in Gotham City. He threatened to kill those closest to Selina, and with no other choice, she killed him. Shortly after this incident, Selina decides she needs a break, and hands over the mantle of Catwoman to Holly Robinson. It's also revealed that Catwoman is pregnant at this time, and a few months later she gives birth to a healthy baby girl she names Helena. It isn't long, though, before some of the nastiest criminals in Gotham find out about this and go after Catwoman and her newborn baby. Knowing that it'll never end as long as she and the baby are alive, she enlists the help of Batman, who arranges for an elaborate scheme to fake the child's death. Bruce then uses his connections to put the child into one of the best adoption agencies in the world, and Selina has to give her child away. After all this, though, the bond between Selina and Bruce grew even deeper. The two became allies. She joined up with his JLA fringe group known as the Outsiders. And still today, she works very closely with Batman and is considered to be a part of his Bat family. We get 3 of the greatest Catwoman stories ever told in Catwoman's classic storyline section. First up, we have Catwoman's first appearance in Batman issue number 1. She debuted only a year after the Batman did, making her one of the earliest villains. And it's very interesting to note that the attraction between Batman and Catwoman was present even then. In the end of the issue, he actually lets her go, even though Robin has caught her with the jewel. It's also interesting because she's never referred to as Catwoman. She's only called the Cat, and she actually wears a full-blown cat mask with whiskers and everything. So some may say it's not really Catwoman, but she is Selina Kyle. She's called the Cat, hence the first appearance of Catwoman. Next up we have Catwoman, The Dark End of the Street. This storyline basically is a revamping of the character. They change her from being a criminal to being a protector of the East End after she finds out that there's a serial killer targeting people there, including Holly Robinson. It's really cool to see the transformation from her being this cat burglar to becoming one of Batman's closest allies, really. Finally, we have Catwoman When in Rome, which saw the reuniting of the creative dynamic duo Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And in a nutshell, this basically tells the story of Selina attempting to find out if her parents were somehow connected to the Falcone crime family once upon a time, and if the Falcones are indeed the ones responsible for her parents' deaths. Catwoman's Allies and Enemies section feature on the first page some of her deadliest villains, including Black Mask. And the next couple pages are exclusively her allies, including a nice picture there of Holly Robinson when she took over as Catwoman for a while. Catwoman's Iconography section talks about a couple of the weapons in her arsenal, like her whip and her multi-purpose claws, and also about how she has no real superpowers and instead has trained herself to be in peak physical condition. Finally, in the original thinking section, we get a look at all of the different versions of Catwoman, and I really love this section. The artwork is fantastic. The little blurbs about all the different versions of her, costume-wise and character-wise, are really cool. We also get a neat little look at Catwoman before she was Catwoman, when she was simply known as the Cat. Catwoman, and I have to say, as simple as this figure really is, it captures her perfectly. It's sexy, it's sleek, it's really nice overall. I love the glossiness of the outfit. Makes it look like, you know, a leather or a vinyl sort of costume, which is perfect. I like that they went with the jumpsuit, the more current outfit. Similar to the Wonder Woman, I love the fact that the whip is not attached to her hip, that it's out, that it's, you know, laying out there like that. It is fragile, though. That is one of the things that can happen with this, I've heard, is it's broken in the package sometimes. But the detail on her, again, as simple as it is really nice. The buckles on her belt, on her collar, and then her face is really nice, too. She has green eyes, and you'll see that better in the pictures. Her goggles, too, are really nice. But we'll have some better pictures here in just a second. Catwoman's stands atop the DC logo, and on the bottom of the base is her name in a couple of different languages, along with the serial number. Also a couple shots with Batman and Robin, just so you can see her in scale with the other figures. Again, I really do like this figure, I really do. She's gorgeous, it's sleek, it's sexy. The paint job is really nice. I love the glossy black to give her that sort of latex leather catsuit look. The goggles are great. I like that she's not wearing them. I like that you can see her face. The look and detail on her face is great. All the way down to her boots, the buckles and everything. I'm so glad the whip is not attached to her hip or wrapped around her. They did the same thing with her that they did with Wonder Woman, where the whip is out. It's a separate piece. It looks really great. The details, especially her face, fantastic. All the little details are nice. The whip is especially fantastic. The bad, she's just very simple. You know, there's not a lot to her. It's not a very crazy color scheme. There aren't a lot of little tiny paint details or things on her, except again in her face, like her eyes are great. The ugly, there are cases, a lot of cases I've read about, of the whip breaking in the package or breaking very easily. It is quite fragile, so that's the only thing to be careful of. Also, check the faces. You know, this is, again, with these figures, you really, if you're going to be picky, you need to look at them before you buy them. Overall, though, she's great. Wonderful addition to the line. Nice to have another female character. Wish we would get something other than Batman and Superman characters for the most part here, at least villain-wise, but they're coming, I promise you. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's a lot of fun bringing these to you. Stay tuned for a quick teaser of the next figure after this, and I hope you tune in for that review as well. As always, I am the Monkey Boy. Thank you all for watching.